Do you believe the Flood will actually have a role in Halo 6's storyline with the emergence of the DLC for Flood in Halo Wars 2? Let's go ahead and talk about it. What's going on there, Spartans? It is the Lone Spartan here, and I want to talk to you guys today about the Flood briefly and whether or not they will be in Halo 6. Now, of course, we probably wouldn't even be talking about this if it wasn't for the trailer that we saw at E3 a couple weeks ago, almost to a month ago, in regards to the Flood now being a playable character and species in Halo Wars 2. You got to think, it starts really brewing some ideas around in your head that indeed the Flood can still be alive, and I'm pretty sure they are. In fact, I read one of the latest issues, of course, from the lore, that in fact they were on the Spirit of Fire around the same time period. So of course it could be very possible that the Flood could indeed make a return in the Halo 6. Now, you guys know, as far as the Gravemind from Halo 2 and Halo 3 is most likely dead, but as long as one single Flood spore species actually survives, if there are others out there that perhaps UNSC, the Covenant, even Atriox does not know about, in other parts of the universe, or even the Prometheans don't know about, it is possible for a new Gravemind to be formed. And think about it, this Flood species has been around since Halo 2 and Halo 3. It will encompass the knowledge of what was seen during all those events and everything from, you can even, like I said, go as far back as Halo 2 up until where we are now currently, or where we'd be heading to in Halo 6. I know for a Halo fan, fighting the Flood in those games was always satisfying, sometimes terrifying, and always tough, always difficult to fight the Flood, and they would come out of nowhere, and that's really what I liked about them in terms of just truly being just an absolute savage, like a species like they are. They really played up to that. You get used to fighting Covenant and these aliens that you have been in this, long war for, decades, and then out of nowhere the Flood comes into the picture. It really added a different element and dilemma to the Halo game that I actually enjoyed. And granted, sometimes I got so frustrated fighting the Flood because they are much tougher to fight than the Covenant. I think everybody could pretty much agree with that. They just added a different dilemma to the game, a darker side to the game. It was always dark and scary with the Flood. You hardly ever fought them in broad daylight. It was always in dark areas, very condensed areas, so you had to be really smart. You had to use your ammo well. You had to make sure you conserved your shots. You didn't waste ammo on shots. It was a lot of different aspects when it came to fighting the Flood that made us as players play the game differently, when as opposed to fighting the Covenant with grunts, jackals, elites, brutes, so on and so forth. I know for me personally, as a fan of the Halo universe and just the gameplay experience itself, having the Flood return, I would much prefer over the Prometheans. Granted, the Prometheans are probably going to always still be a central part of the Halo universe in the game now, all the way to the conclusion of the game, which will most likely be Halo 6 from what we understand. But also introducing the Flood would be really interesting and I think awesome, bring back a lot of memories for most of us, as well as add another tough aspect to the game. Like I said, I don't really enjoy fighting Prometheans, to be honest. That's just me personally. Maybe some people do. I think, of course, we know we're still going to be fighting part of the Covenant that, of course, is rogue right now and just kind of doing their own thing. We will still be fighting Prometheans, granted. I think introducing the Flood even into a couple missions would also be satisfying, would give us a different dilemma, and the fact that we should only be playing as the Master Chief this time around, I think it'll definitely bring back those core memories. You think about Halo 4 as a story mode, which of course most people don't even want to talk about. You played as Chief, granted, but the story itself, boring. The enemy we fought Prometheans most of the time, the Covenant only a couple of times. Halo 5 balanced that out, I think, much better. Halo 6 should really go back to the roots. You fight Prometheans less so, maybe fight the Covenant more, just to give us kind of that, like I said, those old feelings, those memories. Reintroduce the Flood as well. Granted, it depends how the story is going to go for Halo 6. Now, the Prometheans are going to have a huge role in it. If there's anything with the Diadact or any other sort of thing, that could be essential in determining exactly how much the Prometheans are going to be involved in Halo 6. I would prefer if they were not involved as much as they were in previous titles. Have their relevance important, but not have it be half of the campaign. Have it be at certain parts where it's really vital to have them, but I would prefer if the campaign did not draw on the same thing essentially that we went through in Halo 5, especially with how that turned out. So it's just my thoughts and my personal opinion. You guys do not have to agree. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, how you would like the Flood to be reintroduced, if you think they should and will be introduced into Halo 6's story mode, and we'll take it from there. Once again, anything you guys want me to talk about as far as Halo related content, whether it's the games, the story mode, etc., in the comment section below. Drop your thoughts, your suggestions, your ideas, and I will do a video on your topic, give you a shout out in the process. Appreciate any support you guys have been showing on the videos I have uploaded so far. And once again, I'll be back here with some more Halo discussion. It's Lone Spartan signing out till next time. See ya.